Hello, everyone. So, welcome to another episode of Stories that Impact Your Career or the story that transform your career. So, as usual, we all know that here we used to discuss because we all are to start with our career while doing graduation and getting into first job. Everybody have their own piece of story, what they have done, the struggle, different level of challenges, and what they have done to overcome. And purpose of this show is to almost every one of us are going through this step, but sometimes we feel okay, this is only me facing these kind of challenges. So this will give you different level of hope, different level of clarity. It's not only you who is going through this journey. So we are having another guest today, and we are going to just share. We are going to just ask him to share his own the same journey to start with, and many more. So welcome to our guest today, Utkarsh Shrivastava, and he is just coming with, as you all can see in the title, Meta Human Mentor. Okay, so we'll start with the basic introduction. Yeah, Utkarsh, can you please just give a little brief about you along with this Meta Human Mentor?
First of all, thank you so much, Upendra, for giving me this opportunity to share my story with us and your amazing audience. And I feel privileged that we getting this platform and we are spreading the word. And you are doing an amazing job guiding IT professionals and career professionals. They are looking for the career and all. They are sometimes very clueless, and this platform definitely provides them the answers that they are looking for. So I'm so happy to be part of this. So thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. And coming to your question, yes, meta-human mentor, it looks a bit tricky, big difference. And now, right now, I started in 2019, it was a kind of a different word altogether. But when we are into today, we have seen lot of MCU movies, Avengers, and like even your DC movies like Superman, Aquaman, everything is going like everybody is aware of these terms much more now rather than when I started it. So let me give you the context. So when I started, I loved superheroes. I love comics. Okay, so that was my passion. But coming from late kid from the late 1980s, you can understand that parents had only one direction, like you become doctor or engineer. So those things were not very much taken as a good thing, and it was suppressed. But I still loved them. So focus was to complete studies and then go into these things. But now when I met my mentor and he suggested me about you can go out on your passion and help everyone to get their superpowers out, they unlock their superpowers. So I come up as this concept of meta human mentor. So which means meta means like your powers are hidden, you don't like no. Meta humans is a concept where person is having superpowers, they are not aware of it. Okay, so once they are triggered by some emotions or getting a guide who can help them to unlock their powers, or they have powers they can't control it, so all those things. So a mentor, my job as a mentor is to see the potential in the person who is coming to me and help him or her unlock their superpowers and become the person they want to be, their best version, and they can use it for their own fulfillment as well as helping the society and everything. So this is the concept of meta human mentor.
Wow, that is great, and yeah, very crisp clarity what exactly this is all about, Meta Human Mentor. So we'll discuss a little bit more about this and how people will get help from you a little bit later part of this show. But now, just let's start with your own journey. Started after, you can say, just starting first year of your graduation, and the journey, the very first job you landed into your IT career. So can you please just what challenges?
Yeah,
Let me.
that's a good question, because when we see, if people see us at this stage, they don't understand that okay, what things are going. So let me go over that journey very quickly. So as I told, I was a kid from late 1980s. So and coming from a very lower middle class background, father was a clerk, and we you know that when the money is less, the options are very limited, and then the direction was like to survive on the things, and then focus was on studies and all. So that went on. The struggles, early struggles were there, but not, those were not my struggles, those were my parents' struggles, because I got food on the table and clothes to wear and like everything. But obviously when I saw my classmates and all getting some fancy things and all, so it was that we have to stretch, I mean, we have to stick to our limits and all those things, those are not needed and all those. So that adjustment nature got into me, like I want to adjust into, have to follow the pattern like everyone and all. So those things were my challenges, because as a kid, I understand that okay, this was the like this is our limit. We are coming from middle class, so we cannot expect these things. We should not look for those higher things. We have to stick for our area. Like this study is our area. Those limited things are our area. Looking for things which are not high cost and all those things is our area. So that adjustment nature, that inculcated in me, and that was actually the problem, because when we went ahead and tried to explore anything, we wanted to do something, we restrict ourselves as a middle class, that okay, these are the limits. Okay, beyond this it is the higher class, and then we cannot do some things which are lower than the standards of the middle class, because we think that okay, this is not our standard. We have to, even if it is fake, even if we have to stretch on certain things, we don't do those things, because then we say okay, this is lower than middle class, so we cannot work on it. So this zone that we are restricted in, this is a kind of a invisible prison. That was my restrictions altogether. So that was the major challenge I faced. And talking about the first job, yes, coming from this middle class family, my main target given to me was to get into a good college. It could be medical or engineering. For me it was engineering only, because medical I could not mug up all those things, so that was out of question. And then engineering also, it was struggle, because I was a very average student in consideration from the academics part of view. All the teachers who met me, all the people around me always thought I was a very great student, and I also feel I'm a good learner, a fast learner. But when we come to the academics part, that point of time things were different, because then when it was logical things, when it was solving certain things, so be it algebra in maths, be it mechanics in physics, so some areas were core to me, and nobody could have anything beyond me. I was solving everyone's problems, even the very hard problems. But when it comes to be languages, English, Sanskrit and all, that everything, history, everything lowered my average. So I was branded as an average student. I remember the conversation with my principal, when there was on after you complete your 10th, okay, you have to choose the subjects for, either go for commerce stream or go for science stream. So I got my report card, it was less than 80%, and me and my father went to a principal's office, that I said that I want to work, I want to take science. He said, so you are like a very average student, and how can we offer you science, because it will be difficult for you. So I said, I said that you are looking at the overall thing, but you are not looking at the exact marks and all. So I have scored very high in science, I have scored very high in maths, but languages, history and all those things have got me through. So he said, oh, he understood that, and then he finally gave me. So that type of conversations and all went on. So all those things were there. And even the competitive exams, lot of things, when we come to engineering entrance, lot of things were there which I could not work up with. I remember my rank on AIEEE was 43,883. And getting a college was again a big luck, because that point of time, luckily what happened is, there was engineering colleges in MP who boycotted the fees changes by their MP board. Okay, so what happened is, they came up with the concept, they will take directly people from AIEEE, not from the real in stream they had was this PET exam. Okay, so they didn't take from there, and they just took for AIEEE. And luckily I was very near to the counseling center, so I got the chance and got a good college with that 43,883 rank. And that was a miracle for me. But that point of on things changed. So the same college gave me again, amazing thing happened. I chose computer science branch.
Okay.
But because I loved computers, I loved gadgets, I loved computers. But then someone in my neighborhood told my father that computers is not a good branch. This was we are talking about 2004. Okay, so it was he said that there was a dot com bust there was there, and Y2K and all those things. So computer is an up and down thing, and your child will not have a good career there. So my father spoke to me, and we requested our uh, counselor there to change our branch to from computer science to electronics. Okay, because electronics in the college was supposed to be esteemed branch, and I changed it to it. Everybody was looking to me, okay, amazing that he changed from computers to electronics. But in my heart I knew that it will be very difficult for me to survive in there, and it happened. Okay, all the HODs, even the students and all in my batch knew by me my name and my face, because computer science vivas and everything. I was good into C programming. I helped everyone and all those things. I was very interested. Lab people, everyone knew. Even when I was there to submit my final project in my electronics branch, my HOD asked me, "You are in the same class? I mean, this batch." And it was surprising because everyone in IT and computers department knew me, but my own HOD in electronics didn't know me. So
So there is a twist in that changing this. So, because one thing here, that is as a whole, the summary what you just put nicely. Now you are just right now. Okay, we are sharing, we are laughing, and so computer science to electronics or whatever changes you have done. So what was the, because this is the story of maybe many like you. Now also maybe people are just struggling. Okay, should I do A or B or C, or they are juggling just when they are about to choose the subject. And this is the time all the entrance exams happened, and now people are just about to take or make decision what should I do. So what exactly your, as per your the thought you took, so any suggestion, any guidance you would like to give to the students and their parents, what they should choose, on what basis, or the parameter, what parameter they should have based on your own experience.
okay. So, great question, Upendra, again, because when we are in the situation, we cannot see, we are, again, as I said, invisible box. We are boxed up, and our thinking is very limited. And we see that, okay, these are the only options, or maybe I have no option at all. Same thing for me was the struggling point. Yes, we are laughing here because we can see it with a different perspective altogether. But that point of time, it was everyone around was having the perception, okay, this guy is amazing that he got from computers to electronics. And for me, I was kind of being suffocated from inside, because from outside I had to maintain the face, okay, I am privileged and good and all those things. But from inside I knew that, okay, these things are not for me, and I was very struggling very badly. And even I got back, I mean, when you could not score certain point of marks, and then you have to reattempt that paper again. That was also happened me. And in the core of my that engineering branch, electronics only, electronics one, the basic, the very basic, I failed that exam. Okay, so I had to reattempt that. So that was happening. So struggle point is definitely, people can relate to it, and I can understand. What happens is that we live in the environment when we are not looking for what we are on ourselves. We don't either we don't have awareness about ourselves, or we ignore it, because it is about the pressure from the society. Okay, we have to live certain way, we have to act certain way, but we do not see that. And then we suppress our emotions, suppress ourselves, and that is actually the cause of issue. So my suggestion is, definitely you don't want to hurt the feeling of your parents, you don't have to hurt the feelings of your relatives or expectations of people around you, but at the same time be completely aware about what you are. Okay, and explore all the options which that person that you is can do, and you can take examples of the other people who have walked that path. Because when we I'm talking about in late I mean 2004 and all, 2008 was my chance to get a job. So that point of time we did not have access to the internet that much. Internet had started, but having the computer and internet and mobile phones and this smartphone and all those things were not there that point of time. Information was not at our fingertips, we had to rely on others. And I was lucky that I got a friend who had already cracked the interview and the entrance for TCS, the Tata Consulting Services, the first company that came to my campus. So I had a friend who had already done that. He was from a different college. So he guided me. He gave me some dumps to mug up. He gave me some directions that this is the selective study you have to do. This is the way you have to behave. This is the way you have to act in the this kind of stress situation and the interviews. All those things he told me, that really helped me to crack that interview. Again, it was under my power because I love computers. I was good in programming and everything. So that was not a problem. Still, I know if the friend was not there, I could not have got his guidance. I could not have done that. Okay, so it is important to know who all have been there and done that, and if you follow that path, you are much more likely to get success, much more likely to understand all the possibilities rather just than thinking on yourself or understanding it from the people around you who are in the similar mess. So they guide you with their love and support, but that doesn't really help. So that is my suggestion, that you have to come up with the people who have been there and done that and take their guidance rather than just looking for the free advices.
Yeah, that is a great suggestion. And yes, I can also relate that normally we are just taking guidance from the people near and dear, but they don't have this any as such expertise.
Right.
So the suggestion what we are getting here from Utkarsh, right, that we have to take decision based on our heart first. Don't just try to please everybody, okay? Because you know your strength, so try to just focus on that part. And if at all you are confused, take suggestion guidance from the people who have already just done it for themselves, minimum maybe 5 6 8 10 years of experience, a little bit more senior in that domain. That is really going to help. Now Utkarsh, next again a little bit deep question here. You said you got one of your friend senior who helped you to just prepared for the interview or the campus interview, and just you crack that first job, right? Now same situation a lot of people are going through, because it's out of what 100%, maybe only 20% 25% people are getting placed in the campus. That doesn't mean that rest 75 80% they should not do anything. Again, keeping all the experience you have, if somebody is in that situation, not get selected in the whatever, due to whatever reason not got placed in the campus, what exactly they should be doing as per your advice?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Okay, so it was again the thing that when the I got selected in the very first company, okay, that came to the campus, TCS, and we were so excited and all these things. And that point of time when I was in engineering, it was into the pre-final year. Pre-final year, we got the selection, and then final year was like we are on the top. Okay, like नौकरी तो मिल ही गई है ना, and all those things. And then it dropped the morale and the enthusiasm, the way people done. So I could see that in myself also. I mean, I won't say that I was amazing person, no, it was a human nature. Okay, so when we got an offer letter, and interesting thing happened. Okay, if you recall, so I joined college in 2004. Okay, 2007 was the pre-final year, 2008 was the final year. Okay, so we all got I think 128 people out of the batch of 400 was selected in TCS. So we were so happy and all those, and we have the offer letter and all those things. And the other people, because in my like used to share the rooms. Okay, so in one apartment we had five people, and two of us got selected and one or three were not. So those three I could see the struggle. So even though we consciously were not trying to discourage them or anything, but the behavior came and we see the struggles on those people around. And also we were friends, so we followed their journey. So we saw that we were going a bit down into our approach towards the study and upgrading ourselves. At the same time, those people continued that. And one of my friend took help from a institute. He worked on his oracle skills and all those things, and then he went to Bangalore. And he, I mean, basically he got the guidance. Main thing is the guidance, because on your own you are not sufficient. I mean, it's not like you are not enough. It's you are enough, but you don't know what you don't know, and that actually causes the main problem. So he got a guidance. He went to Bangalore and he got the job, which was much higher than, like, almost double the package which we had. And it was like, ultimately, when I saw after joining my company and few years down the line, everyone got the selection because they took action. Okay, and people who did not take action, they just come to that thing that okay, they will join their family business or something. Definitely they didn't. But all the people who were enthusiastic, even though they were not selected in the campus, they took some action. They took help some institute to upgrade their technical skills or soft skills or whatever. But ultimately they were getting jobs, and even better jobs, from the people who were in campus. So what I can understand out of it is that it's not that which situation you are in. You again came coming to the same point. You have to take some guidance from the people who have been there, done that, and they are expert in that. And without losing hope, your goal should be fixed. Okay, I have to get this. Okay, how to get there? Try different things. Okay, and some ways will work, some ways will not work, ways will take longer, but the end result will be the same goal if you have kept it fixed. If you keep it moving, then it will be very difficult to hit a target which is moving. So my advice is to definitely get the guidance which is definitely needed, and don't lose hope at all, because it might be rainy this time, but after some time it will be sunshine. If you keep taking action, you will see that.
Wow, that is really great insight. And yes, whoever is watching, if you are just struggling in this phase, this state of your career, like friends got already placement, you are not yet. There are options, chances you will be just getting double the salary, even three times more salary than your friends, provided you have to take guidance from the person, professionals working in that specific domain. Or the here we are talking about IT, that can be applied in any domain, not only in IT, any domain. And this is going to, and I agree totally with Utkarsh, that is the key game changer. If you will be focusing on this only piece of advice, what you are getting from Utkarsh right now. Okay. Now, moving to next, like you got job, and as you mentioned, saying that okay, once you'll get job, little bit focus. Okay, job to mil gayi, ab kya karna hai? And by doing that, we are on the maybe comfort zone. We can say maybe defocused with the future career happening with most of us. Okay, what advice you would like to give to those guys? Just got placed 6 months or 1 year over, just they are on what relaxing mode. What advice? Because you have already passed those stages, right? Based on your experience, what you should be, means if you are going back to your 10-year back, what you should be doing so that in your career you are going to be much more, means top position or top. Yeah.
Yeah, great question again, Upendra, because one thing again, people from middle class can relate to it. Okay, what happens is your parents and family members, they say, you work hard into your 10th and 12th and life is set. Okay, then you work hard in 10th and 12th and you think your life is set. But again, work hard and get a good college, and then your life is set. Okay, then you work hard to get that college degree and all those things, and you feel that maybe yes, like life is set. But again, get a good job. As soon as you get a good job in a prestigious company and all, then the life is set. Okay, that complacency came into when we were in, I was in 2007 when was pre final year got the campus selection, and that I thought, okay, the life is set now, like 10th 12th भी हो गया, कॉलेज भी मिल गया, कॉलेज के थ्रू कैंपस भी मिल गया, लाइक मेरे को कोई स्ट्रगल नहीं करना पड़ रहा है एंड ऑल, माय लाइफ इज सेट, अभी एक साल बस ये डिग्री खत्म करके देन जॉब में जाऊंगा एंड एवरीथिंग इज सेट. बट struggles actually like never ending, it's like a never ending process. Okay, so and that point of time when we are into a stress situation, we feel okay, this is a very bad and nothing could happen and I'm the worst person. We blame parents and everywhere around, and we say okay, this is the worst situation happened to us, but we cannot see the big picture. Okay, the struggles and obstacles and everything that come, they are supposed to make us strong. They are placed by God. I can see that universe is placing different things, different hurdles at the point of time, so that we become better at it. Even people who play video games, then they can relate to it. Straight away you don't reach the level that you have to tackle with the boss, the end boss of the game. You have to go through certain challenges, you acquire some ammunition, you acquire certain skills, even your playing skills improve over the time, and then you tackle the biggest dragon of that particular game, the boss of the level. And again, as soon as you done with that, you go to the next level, and next level again has certain challenges, and then you deal the dragon or the boss of that level. So this happens in the life too. I can see that, okay, we can seriously see that every obstacle and everything that comes in the life, that gives us the opportunity to improve ourselves, if we see that way. Otherwise we got into struggles, depression and all those things, because we are the only one who is suffering from this, others are not and all. So that also happens. So with me what happened is like I got the job, and 2008 it was the recession time. Okay, so like we were flying high. Okay, we have the offer letter and all those things. People were not getting called. Okay, so that was that point of time. Like कॉलेज भी हो गया, उसके बाद फर्स्ट कंपनी के बाद दूसरी कंपनी में बैठने अलाउड नहीं होता है कैंपस में इन फ्रॉम द कॉलेज, एंड वी डिडंट टेक any chances to go into other colleges on off campus and try our luck there and all, because we had the job, we thought about that. And that point of time it hit hard. Okay, that you never know what situations can come. You like, even like corona, like 2019 everything was fine, and you were saying that, oh, this is struggle, that is struggle, and then you were confined into home, and then so, oh, this happened. This was not happening in hundreds of years. But you never know what situation can come up. Main thing is you have to keep upgrading yourself. So main advice is always keep upgrading yourself, because now if I see that if I could go back in time and tell my 10-year-old version, earlier version, that what type of things can come up, I won't be telling about buy all the bitcoins and all those things, not that. But yes, I would definitely tell that, okay, this is the life situations will be, and don't be complacent at any level, and don't get low at any level. Just ensure that there are factors which you can control, there are factors which you cannot control. So instead of just cribbing on the factors you cannot control, work on the factors that you can, and you improve them, so that you get to a better level. You ready or not, situation will come. So it's better to be ready. So that is the main advice. And all the struggles I faced in the job as the joining as a fresher, getting to a new company, and of people around, is like earlier we were with the friends, and then we have to first ILP, initial learning program, was in Coimbatore. Language, food, everything got different, and then placed into Delhi. And Delhi, if you know people around Delhi, you know it's NCR, National Capital Region. It's not just Delhi. Okay, so I got placed. I mean, got to report Gurgaon. Okay, and as soon as I took a PG in Gurgaon, so that I will be traveling from Gurgaon to Gurgaon and being there straight away. They posted me to Noida. Then 1 month I like that type of time that was no metro 2009 and all those things, so no metro and everything, so have to struggle taking different means of transport and all, and get to there after struggling for 2.5 hours, and at times I had some accidents also while chasing the bus and all. So that all happened, and then as soon as I took PG in Noida, they posted me again in Gurgaon. So all those things were like, and I was thinking, okay, life was supposed to be set there, right? It became struggling at that point. So main thing is never be very, I mean, celebrate the victories, at the same time celebrate the failures also, and take the learnings. Like instead of thinking like why me, so what I have to get out of it, what the way I can improve out of it, what universe is trying to teach me there. That is the main important shift in the mind that we should have, which will really help us in the long run. Because when we are in the zone where we are just thinking about why me, blaming, cribbing and all, that is the suffering zone. That will not give you any thing in terms of your betterment. It will just keep you in the suffering zone. But as soon as you shift your focus from, yes, it is human emotion that something goes wrong, feel bad about it, but recover from it quickly. That is the difference between a person with a fixed mindset and the person with a this positive mindset, that okay, things is bad, yes, I was there, but what next I have to do. So even in the job, never be complacent that okay, you got the job, that doesn't mean that it is permanent. And especially in the scenario now, we can see that things are changing very rapidly all across the globe. So this point of time, we can't be complacent. Only thing what you have, capitalize it, leverage that position, so that you can keep upgrading yourself in a better rate, better faster rate, and then be ready for the situations whatever that may come forward.
Wow. So this last what 7 8 minutes, if somebody is listening, and just that is going to be great. So don't worry if you don't have offer. Still, you are having chance, and if you are already doing job, get out of your comfort zone. That is the one message what I conclude from Utkarsh. Now we are just moving to the next stage, and yeah, there's a comment from Yudhishthir ji. He was means he have written thing very exciting and motivating. So yeah, it's a real journey. It's journey for not only Utkarsh, it's journey for almost every one of us. Okay, so yeah, this advice is going to just make change of many of you who are maybe listening live, recording, all those. Now, coming to the next step, and the next step is basically about meta human mentor. So, you are already doing mentoring in this. So, what exactly? Suppose who can approach you and for what purpose and what? Can you give a brief on this?
Yeah, thank you, Upendra. That was good question. Let me go into the details of it. So, what happens is when I got into IT field, I understand, because one thing is from in my nature that I observe everything. May or may not I use it, and like consciously or unconsciously, I'm observing everything around. So that is when I look back, like main focus when I was struggling in my job and all, it was on me only. So stress, obesity, and all those things. We have in the sitting job altogether, and all those things. So those stress, work-life balance, and everything, those problems were there, and I was more focused on those things. So I did not notice those things. But as soon as I started my personal development journey, and that also began. Let me go back to the beginning of it. So. As I told you, I got the job and I was placed in Noida NCR, and the struggle and all those happened for almost 1 year. But then I got a project, and within next year I was working so hard, because coming from that background, that I know my father used to work very hard, and that was the main mentality: work very hard and get a better option. So even though in my college I was a average student, but when I started working, and I had a ability to analyze patterns very quickly and understand the going into the details of the things, that came naturally to me. So at that point of time I was not aware, but then I went deep into the things. I was very much focused into everything, and within 2 years I was like 2009 I joined, and with 2011 I got deputed in US Texas, Dallas. Okay, so there how it happened, because I was like, people who were working for 8 hours, they were not working even for 8 hours. You know that, like, a lot of breaks and gossip and all those things goes around. Okay, so hardly people work for 5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours at the max, if you see the crux of the work they do. And I was working for around 12 to at times even 16 hours a day. That was my, like, I wanted to prove myself, I wanted to learn each and everything, so that, and I got a production thing which was very critical, and people started trusting me more than people who were working from a longer time, because I was always present, even in the on-site calls, even in the night, late nights, early mornings, every time. So within 1 year, my client saw that potential, and they asked me to get to US on-site, and I was even projected as a SME, a subject matter expert. And that point of time, like, even person who only hardly had 1 or 1.5 years of experience, they were projecting me as a, like, even 6 7 years of expertise in that particular domain. And it was related to US healthcare. And domain knowledge was there, system knowledge was there, and everything, production about the module, I knew each and everything. So when I was posted there, the life, it felt like that my client is taking me in every meetings, and my decision was taken as the good go to the project or not, and those kind of things were going on. So felt like life was amazing, but then faced certain challenges at personal level. Okay, I got into a scam, and that had some court cases and all those things. So that was the point when things gone shattering down. Okay, so I went into the situation that I was in US, and I have to come back to India very frequently for those things and all. And even at office, they had good intentions and sympathy, but the thing is, you are supposed to be working there. It's not like we got you here and you are traveling back to India again and again. So all sides the pressure was coming, and I felt powerless. That whatever you work hard, do anything, you are powerless to the situation. You are powerless in terms of you worked so much hard, and you worked late in the nights and early in the morning. You didn't take care of your body, got obese. You are powerless physically. You have to travel back and forth in India and all those things, and even if you are earning in dollars, financially you are powerless, because the situation thing is this. And you then everything good from your side, you are so humble to the people, and the people, like, everything, you have always good intentions, but people are there who want to take advantage of you. You are powerless. So these things were coming into me, that, like, whatever you do, you are powerless. And I can say that a lot of people around, in job or IT or anywhere, they might be feeling those things, that at times they feel powerless. Okay, so that was the main concept I came up with. Like, when I stopped, like, once I overcome that, it took me 4 years to come up over those court cases and all, and lot of struggles. And I was at the peak at my job in US. I was, nobody could challenge my position there. Okay, but because of this back and forth, I was finally demoted from that on-site lead position to directly get back to India office, Noida. I have to get back again. So then also I felt like whatever I do, I'm powerless in terms of the decisions by the management and all, because that is in their hand, it's not in my hand. So all those things are important. And at the same time, I understood when I started my personal development journey, that other people around will be also having this problem. So my mentor said, like, your mess becomes your message. So this became my message, that I want to help everyone to who are struggling in terms of their feeling they are powerless, and they uh, are not having clue about what to do and everything. So I want to help them to unlock their superpowers, monetize their strength, and become future proof. So that even if anything happens, that it is not on others decision. If you like, my concept is like, everyone I can see that have great potential. Basically, I see is that everyone has a hidden superpower, which they are either not aware of, or they are not utilizing it effectively. So my job as a metahuman mentor is to help them to unlock it to the fullest potential, so that they become future proof and they don't have to go struggle anywhere. Because if you are playing the game of your, like that, you set the rules, then you cannot lose. You are losing only because you are playing the game with the rules are set by others, by the corporates, by the society, by the government, and all those things. Definitely, I'm not saying that you go against society and all, but you design your life in such a way that you are playing the game which you set the rules for, not the others. That is the main concept into the metahuman mentor.
Wow, super powerful. And yeah, it's a really great. And this is again, I can relate with me also, whatever different type. So everybody have their own piece of challenge, and by just doing this, getting into that challenge, most of us are started feeling a little bit depressed and this, क्यों मेरे साथ ही ऐसा हो रहा है? Why? So this is not the case. Case is everybody have their own pieces. Now, how to overcome? What exactly steps you are going to take on your own term, so that you can just start enjoying the journey instead of blaming yourself. So that is the great work, Utkarsh, and best of luck for this particular whatever the mission you are into. So it's a great help to our society. A lot of us are just struggling in this. If you can touch maybe handful of that, is going to be great help giving back to society. So yeah, good job, Ms. Initiative in this part. Now we are moving to the next part. You have just uttered sometimes few word like mentor guidance. This, so the next question is, what exactly the importance value of mentor in Utkar's career or right now? So can you please just share your own experience on what the value guidance you got, so that whoever is watching, they can just start believing that, okay, power of mentor or guidance.
Yeah, that's a great question, Upendra, because coming from middle class family, I can see that I was having lot of mentors, okay, throughout my life. Okay, some mentors we choose, some mentors choose us. Okay, so what I mean by it is like when I started my journey as a small kid. Okay, so there were people around. Okay, so some were like my grandfather, my father, who like my grandfather used to tell me all the stories of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and like when like people can relate to it. Okay, when they are 2 or 3 years old, they have lot of time in the world, and the people around may not have that much time. So my grandfather used to tell me all the stories and all. So he was my first mentor in that sense. My mother, my father, they were my first mentor. They stopped me from taking some wrong decisions at home, and I like touching an iron rod, or like burning thing, or boiling water and all. Like they saved me from all those. So those my mentors. They guided me in everything, how to choose, how to behave, and all those things. So every point of time I had a lot of mentors. So those mentors which I acquired from family, my parents and everything, though I didn't choose, and I'm so lucky to have them. But otherwise, and as soon as you go into school, you have mentors like your best friend. He will tell you how you have to do this way, you have to act and all. So in a way that it is not a chosen mentor, but you are influenced by them, and you do take decision in life, and that makes a difference in your life. So you could have been doing amazing, but you restrict because of his limitations, or maybe you are doing nothing, but maybe you are inspired by some friend and you do something that you were not doing. So it can happen either way. The only thing is when even one of the mentors my father got when I chose computer science. Okay, he advised him to take the kid should take electronics. I take electronics, and I was suffering. So you get all those mentors, right? And role of mentor in my job, my a friend who guided me how to crack TCS interview. Okay, so I was not aware that I was getting a mentoring from him, but that thing but I spent one day with him. I went to Indore and spent he was on different college. I went to spend one day with him, and I got so much advices, and I was able to coming from the situation where I failed my electronics basic electronics paper, to getting a job in the first company in the campus. This transformation just happened in one day. Okay, because he had been there, done that, and he advised me in the right direction. I was going to mug up all the vocabulary and it was impossible. He gave me a different set of things, that this is the direction you have to go, this is the way you have to speak in interview and all. Like, this was the mentoring, right? I was not aware of that. So with all those things, and when I got into the struggles, I understood that life is not ordinary for me. I am supposed to do something good for myself and for the people around. Again, I didn't know any direction. That point of time, Gurudev came in my life, and he gave me the direction that okay, you are people pleaser and all those things, and you are living in the burden. And like, even your love for comics and superheroes, that is not waste, that is your, even it's your power. Your I could not like, I was observing everybody and I had great memory. I could, like, even in earlier days, I have all those photographic memory, not like that now, but that point of time I had. So when I was 3 years old, my grandfather told me all those stories. I could, by page, I could not read anything, but I knew exactly what is written in the page. If I, somebody else is reading that for me and he misses even one line, I can tell that okay, this is missing because this is in part of this page. So that kind of thing I was. So all those things got suppressed, and then Gurudev helped me understand that okay, those things are your superpower, and you have to use them for your own good and help the people who are like you in the previous. So that was the point in 2019 when I met him. And then, not looking back, I got into the amazing company of the people like you, that who are progressive minded. And then we are not talking in terms of office gossips, we are talking in terms of what to do next, and what is your potential, what is your mission and all. So that actually changed everything for me. And now when I speak to the colleagues and schoolmates from long back, I can see the difference. I mean, there's nothing to brag about, but to understand that, to impress upon everyone, that people can see the difference. It's not that I want to showcase that I've done something great. No, it's to raise your standards such a way that people around want to get to that. So that is important for me. That I'm constantly doing. And again, following my own advice, that I'm not feeling complacent at any position. Whatever I get, I still strive to get higher, and continuously taking support from my mentors, or like now who I chose. Okay, those are the not the mentors who chose me just by default, the free advices and all. Stay away from those free advices. That is a very harmful advice. Choose the people who have been there, done that, and you want to take their help to follow their path. Okay, very simple example. I saw even my 2.5-year-old son. Okay, so he wanted to take something from high in the Almira. Okay, so he asked me that I want this. I told him that okay, I can get it for you. He said no, I want it. So I said that, but you are like a small kid. When you become big boy, you can do take that. Okay, so he said make me a big boy. So I said, what happened? Like, how can I do that? He asked me to he come on my arms, and he placed one leg here on my chest, one on my shoulder, and he was able to now do that. So there's a interesting concept I saw that from him, that okay, we are doing that, but we are not analyzing that. Okay, when we are so small, we do things without knowing. So what he did was, he was leveraging my height, my like position, and he was taking the things that he could not grab otherwise. Very simple thing, made a big difference in my understanding of the concept. Like okay, when you are small, but if you have the high things in your mind, you don't have to be there on your own. You can leverage the potential of the people, basically getting over the shoulders of the giants. They're already giant, you get over their shoulder and you can take those things. So that is the concept that is very important. The mentors play a very important role, I understood in my life. And throughout the way I will be there, I will be keep upgrading myself and leveraging the knowledge, experience and everything from the mentors, and leveraging this amusing community that they have developed, because all the people who are in the same mentorship have similar mindset and similar aspirations and similar journey. So that is more relatable, and that really makes a big difference in the life. So that is my concept of getting mentorship and everything.
Wow, so powerful. Thanks for sharing. And yes, what example you gave of your son, that is really, it's a great example. I just, it's learning for me also. So thanks for sharing, Utkarsh. Now, coming back in the last stage of our program, and that the one basic question I used to ask to guests, share one personal development book, because we used to read so many books, right? So one book which transformed Utkarsh into a little bit different level. So, and that book you can also advise to our audience that may impact or they may shift their own future in different level.
Definitely, I love to. So I was a person who loved to read a lot. I mean, I read like even Harry Potter's and everything. I mean, you can't believe that even when Harry Potter was the final module was released, it was released in USA, and I had some friends there who they gave me the downloaded copy. And night itself, I read entirely without sleeping. So that kind of person I was. I love to read and all, right? But and even I had read Think and Grow Rich in my college days and all, but the mindset and all was not that level. So I read a lot of self-help books. I read Alchemist and a lot of books. I won't name everyone, but major difference, the major turning point that came in my life was from this amazing book, again by my Gurudev Dev Gadvi, 80% mindset, 20% skill. Okay, before that, I mean, I read all the books, but my mindset was on not in the right place. So even if I read those things, I could not believe that they can be true. Like if you go for Think and Grow Rich, that is kind of taken as a bible for self-help. Like on every book is talking about certain things which are coming, you can get back to that. But I read that in the college days, and that didn't make an impact in my life because I didn't have that mindset. Gurdev's book was, although written in for all the people in 9 to 5 and all, but for me it was, I felt like it was written just for me. I read this book, I went to the audio copy, I heard it 3 times, and that really made a big difference in my life. And everybody who is confused and all, I would say that I would really recommend and suggest that at least once. Go through this book, as that this is the book that is going to give you lot of impact and lot of value. Don't take it like a novel and finish it in one day or two, 1 week like that. Like read in terms of getting it, implementing it, so that will really make a difference. So my recommendation is Gurudev's 80% mindset and 20% skill. Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Utkarsh, for sharing. And thank you so much for just spending almost 1 hour with us and just sharing all your experiences, starting from your means, 10 plus 2 college, then the job, little bit, whatever the struggle, whatever the example you gave, and it's really going to inspire, it's really going to help the audience who is watching now or going to watch it, the recorded one. But yeah, thanks for your time. And that's it for today, everyone. And we are going to just come with another guest in the coming days. And till now, bye bye to each and every one of you.